Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Xingyi. We have the final sets for our Xingyi's 12 Animals linking form this week and next week. We'll be finishing this in June. In July, this time slot will change to Bagua. The Thursday and Friday sessions, Qigong, will stay the same. For now, I have some ideas for some things to do, but for right now, that's the plan, that's the schedule. Bagua is we're probably going to go about 12, maybe 16 weeks with that. So 8 palm changes, left and right side. I have 2 more forms that I'm going to introduce. Tai, Wudang Tai, and Wudang Dragon Sword. In addition, I'm going to be creating, and I keep saying this, I'm going to be creating, and I already got some of it done, I just haven't posted it, some additional material to go with all of these classes, so that there is number one, a full series. So each time I teach the Xingyi, right, I'm a little bit, so that you can follow along with each piece. Putting that all back together is something that we need to do. So as we develop each of the individual skills, we want to be able to put that back into the whole form. I checked something here. All right, technology. I like technology sometimes. So just now, there was a message that said over here on my monitoring screen that you couldn't see me. And now it says it's fine. All right, so let's get started. I was going to say a little bit more about what's coming up and what I have planned, and I just need to get it done and then tell you that it's done so you can go take a look at it. All right, feet about shoulder width apart. Open the arms, wiggle the fingers, bend the knees, wiggle the toes. Drop the shoulders, pull up through the crown of the head, pull up through the center. Hands circle to the front, and back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out. Extend out over the legs. Don't shift back. As you go out over the legs, as you go out over the legs, keep the body extended forward so that your hips don't sit back. Last time. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Okay, so just to finish the thought there's only so much I can cover in these classes. There is. Right. In real world, physical world, if you were here in a room with me or in the same location at the same time, there are some things that I would do a little bit differently. One of them is that as we practice each of these pieces, I would be going back to the full form so that we're going through the full form each class. I'd also be able to see what you're doing and give you corrections. The corrections that I give in this class are general corrections, and they're my corrections. They're also things that I've seen my students do. Okay? Past. It's all past. It's not now. All right, so what you are doing now, I can't see. You have to check your own posture, position, placement. Check to see if what you're doing aligns with and uses, actively uses, the principles that apply to this form. Not something else you learned 6 years ago, not some other thing over here, not some other. This form has its principles, has its applications, and has its requirements. It's not that thing over there, and it's not that thing over there, and it's not something else over there. This form. As we pay attention to those requirements for this form, and I'm emphasizing that because, well, I've seen a lot. This form, as we pay attention to these requirements, the ability to identify what is and is not correct, you'll gain that ability. You'll also gain the ability to do a little bit more analysis and introspection for what you're doing and how you're doing it. Those skills will carry your practice a whole heck of an awful lot further than what I remember from this thing over here and what I remember from that thing over there. And oh, I learned that I learned something kind of sort of like that over there, and I'm going to use that because I can't figure this one out. No. Stop. Pay attention to what we need to do here. And I'm emphasizing this partly because this is one of the final classes for this form, and partly because I have seen so many efforts to distort and make into something else things that I've taught. I have. Other people the same. I'm not the only one. This idea that we try to apply these principles, these, to what we're doing, makes all the difference in your practice, in your level of development, and your ability to understand and work with what we're doing here. All right. I'm going to ask you to use that here in just a second, and we're going to do this again. As I did yesterday, we started Santi-Bo, and I was talking, and I set my position, and we started. And then we changed, and we started on the other side. We're going to do that exact same thing again today. The goal is that you hit your position. You do not have to make any adjustments. And you pay attention to exactly what you should be doing. Not fluff and puff over there. What you should be doing. Focus the mind. Focus the breath. Pay attention to the 3 heavenly circles and the energy from the lower Tontine. Ready? Right foot front, left foot back. I changed it, didn't I? Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and sink. Shift back, other side, right foot back, left foot front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Sink, and come on up. All right. Hit the mark. Hit the mark. The skill, it's a skill. Takes practice. It takes your awareness of your position in space. This is my space. Where's my foot? Where's my hands? Where's my body? What am I doing? My position in space. Being not only conscious and aware of that space, but being able to manage it as well. Accurate, correct. Is my posture correct? Right? Each time you practice, you look for those things. And the next time you practice, bring that together so that your next practice is better than your last practice. Each time, don't try. Don't try to jump from here to here. You won't make it. It won't happen. Oh, I studied this other thing, and now I'm going to come here and I'm going to take the advanced class. I'm going to start with the advanced sessions, and I gotta learn all the advanced stuff. I've had that happen, and I am ridiculing that, by the way. It's arrogant. And it presupposes that I don't know anything that could possibly be of value beyond these little movements that I'm doing. No. No. Not only will I never teach someone like that, I would encourage them to go somewhere else, to find someone that they might be able to they're not going to learn much, but they could try. Not me. I'm not doing that. All right, that attempt to jump, I'm a beginner. I just started, never studied Xingyi in my life, never studied anything with me or any of my classmates or any of my teachers. I know nothing about you. But I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to learn, and I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I'm not. No, you're not. It ain't going to happen. Bye. Okay. That attitude, and I've talked about this a little bit, and yeah, stuff happens, you know. I had a situation that I dealt with, and this is related, so that's why we're here. This idea that I can't possibly know a tenth of what I know because, well, I'm great and I'm wonderful and I did this and I did that and I'm the guy. I did this and I did that. Okay? You go do this and go do that someplace else, dude. Have a good time. Bye. I don't, no. I'm going to say this as clear as I possibly can. I've spent close to 40 years actively pursuing this study, and a few others. The idea that I don't know, that I haven't learned anything in those 40 years, you need to go sit down. Would you like some help to sit down? I will be happy to assist you. So, I'm gonna talk about that for just a second, just a little bit more. That change that you just saw, okay? I'm here and I'm trying to help you learn, and I'm happy and I'm smiling and everything's good. And then the idea that, no, you can get out of my face now. That change, when the heart is quiet and the mind is still, we can disregard appearances. We can see clearly through whatever it is. That skill is part of what I teach. And just like I was saying, the folks that on the list, this book, right here we go, this book, and it is in Chinese, and it has, let me turn that over so it's at least, here we go, legible. As well as this set right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very large. This encyclopedia that was gifted to me by Professor Liu Zhang, who is Shi Zhamoni De Yu, and wrote several of the chapters in this encyclopedia, and was my teacher for close to 30 years. Taught me a few things about who to teach and who not to teach, what to teach, what not to teach, how to look for the person who might learn well, and how to avoid the person who shouldn't be learning at all. Now, I can't control all of that. This is video. I can't control all of that. I control who comes into my classroom. And there are folks that would not want to study with me in the first place. And there are folks that I'm not going to teach. That arrogant person that needs to jump over everything. Not going to deal with any of this stuff that we need to have that informs what we're doing. Oh, I'm just already advanced, don't you know? No. My own story. In 1989, I went to and won my division, 55 competitors in Yang Style Tai Chi, the first ever all Chinese styles martial arts competition in the United States. There were, I got stories I can tell. 1989, I did that. 1990, I did it again, and then I went to China. I was already a U.S. women's national champion And when I met Professor Liu, he started at the beginning with what he taught. I started at the beginning with what he taught. Now I had some advantages because I studied Tai Chi and I was learning Tai Chi. Right? What we do in Yang style Tai Chi is not the same as what we do in Wudang style Tai Chi. As in my learning, I did not expect that this form, which I had learned from other people, was going to be the same as this form, which I was learning from this other person. Yang style Tai Chi I learned from Huang Weilun and a little bit from Yang Jindou. 2 seminars, that's all. Mostly from Huang Weilun. I'm going to be honest about my background. I don't know. Anybody else want to brag and do a bunch of... I'm not interested in that. All right, Liu Zong, when I started with him, I was in China. I had the advantage of my memory and having the experience of learning a Tai Chi form. That helped. And it hurt, because there were things that I did back then that were Yang style Tai Chi. They weren't Wudang style. I was trying to do what I knew how to do and put it over here. It didn't belong. I'd fix it. I'd correct that. That's my point for this discussion this morning. Whatever else you may have learned, whatever else you may have studied, great. That will inform what you're doing in this class, in this form. It will not and should not dictate how you move. This form has its own requirements. I beat up on that a lot this morning. And I beat up on that a lot. All right, we have the series that we've been working on. Series that we've been working on. We're going to work on this a little bit more this morning. A little bit more refinement. A little bit more of the sense of how this piece works together. These particular movements, not in the context of the whole form. How these things work together. Excuse me. All right, right foot front, left foot back. Walk slow. We're going to walk through it. All right. Front toes, turn. Sink, turn the toes, step around, step forward, step up, step back, step out. Wait a minute, I'm going the other way. And that leg again. All right, again, I've talked about this a couple of times. I tend to take my knee out to the side. Don't do that. Comes up straight. One more time. Alright, that series starts here. It's not hands. Talked about this the other day. It's not hands. this hand pulls in, I'm going to pull in here. Pull that arm in. This is not empty. I might have something here that I'm pulling on. Right? I just pull with my hand, there's not going to be much there. If I pull with my whole body, there's a whole lot more there. If I use my breath and my internal energy to connect and pull in, there's more there. That is part of what we want. Okay? All of those connections, everything well aligned, everything comes in. The same as we go out. Okay, and got my knee in the right place this time. Right? That I talked about this yesterday. And I've been talking about this all week because this series is one that I have not practiced for a little bit. So I'm going back through, I'm relearning and reapplying my own corrections, right? As I do that, I want you to see it, right? I don't have a lot of options for that either, anyway. But if I say, all right, oh no, I'm going to do this and now it's going to be perfect and it's all going to be wonderful. No, it's not. It wouldn't be. All right, so I could do some work offline. I do that actually, but I could do some work offline and then come back and say, all right, hey, it's perfect now. That's not going to help you. The part of how we learn, the part of how we remember, and the part of how we try to work through those things that are not perfect in our form, that I'm fuzzy on this. What do I do with that? You take notes. All right? These kinds of things are how we learn. The what we learn part, I could have made, I don't know, let's see, 12 animals, 12 videos. Here it is, go for it. Not what I'm about. That's not what I'm trying to do here. My goal is to teach, not to give an exhibition. I've got stuff that I do for exhibition. I've done, no question. And I will tell you directly that if I'm doing exhibition and I make a mistake, you won't notice it. And I can teach you how to do that as well. Okay? Learning is not exhibition. We do different things when we're learning. We should do different things when we're learning. So, if I'm here, and I'm not talking about learning, I'm just, hey, this is perfect, I did this perfectly. That arrogant, I'm perfect in every way, I'm not. Okay? I'm not. Don't be arrogant. Don't pretend you know everything. You don't. You never will. What you know, be confident in that. And the more you pay attention to the principles that we have, and I'm going to talk through that in just a second. The more that you pay attention to the principles that we have, the easier it is for you to take this material, make it yours, and keep the tradition of the art. Now make chop suey out of it so nobody knows what it is. Oh, it's got a little bit of Tai Chi, and it's got a little bit of karate, and it's got a little bit of Kung Fu, and it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nobody knows what it is. Hey, I just invented something. Isn't that great? No, not in my estimation. You just disrespected every teacher that has ever taught anything. I value what my teachers have taught me. All of them. It's important to me. That respect to a hand. Hard learned. Hard learned. That level. Know yourself. Know who you are. Know what you can do. Know what you can't do. And be comfortable with that. That will take you so far beyond whatever level of advancement that you envision. All right, let's walk through this. I'm here. Sink. And I'm exaggerating a little bit. Sink. Now, how do I know I'm in the correct position? Where am I here? P-Chuan. Hello? P-Chuan. Santibu. Turn the waist and pull down. Back foot. 45, 60% of the weight. Front foot. Straight ahead. 40% of the weight. Sink into it. Slight, very slight. Here's my hips. No? Yes. Just a little. We're going to turn a little bit more as we sink down. How do I know? Santibu, where should I be? Pull down. Sink into the back leg. Turn the toes. On heel. Just turn the toes. As you step around, bring this foot up on the toes and turn around. From here. Sink. Turn. This is where I end up. Facing the other direction, 180. Left hand at my hip. Right hand up here by my ear. Space between both arms and my upper chest. We don't do this, right? As I step out, P-Chuan. What belongs to P-Chuan? Footwork, hands, that forward. I'm going. There's no hesitation. I didn't hesitate. Go. No. No. That wasn't Xingyi. I don't know what that was. Right here. Step needs to be correctly placed. Back foot closes. Standard Xingyi step. Step. Step close. Step close. Step close. We come back to that repeatedly. Basic stepping method. If you can't do the basic stepping method, trying to fiddle over here with all the advanced stuff and the fancy work, isn't going to help you. Go back to the basics. Always. What are the basic elements in this move? What should I be paying attention to? Right? All right, with the jump. Set. Sink. Turn the toes. And jump. That let me come right here. Sink, 1, 2, turn, and 3, 4, out. You can hear it in my voice. That go. Needs to be available. Whether you use it in today's practice or tomorrow, it needs to be available. Turn and step out. Nice and easy. Not nice and easy. A bit more aggressive. Intent. I changed here, and I'm going to use my voice so you can hear it. All right, here, and I'm just speaking. Sink and turn and step forward. Ready? It's going to go faster. Sink and go. This exists. This exists. As we move through, we don't necessarily emphasize each of the individual applications because we're paying attention to those connections, right? So if I come here and set and step, I've emphasized each one. Here, I've emphasized my direction of travel, the direction of energy, and where I'm going. Those changes are part of how we learn. They're not different, they're not separate. This is not incorrect, this is not incorrect. They're both correct. The idea is that as we're learning, we have to develop the coordination to do the movement. As we develop that coordination, we also develop the ability to bring our energy together and to use it. That integrated whole body, all the body parts, Everything working together. Breath, the energy, the inner breath, and the spirit. Because that sense of how I'm going to move and what I'm doing in that move comes from that inner spirit. Jing shen, ye ke shu shen, that same idea that the runner is running with good spirit, that the ball player is playing, the basketball player is playing with spirit. Lively, engaged spirit. What do I bring? What can I bring to this movement? All right. The set from here, right? Here. Keep the back straight and bend through the hip as you go down. Try not to lean, all right? So as you sink, I'm going to do this in this direction here. My back. All right. Here, back straight. Bend through the knees, bend through the hips. Back straight, bend through the knees, bend through the hips. See, I'm leaning just a little bit. I have to lean a lot more to go all the way down. Why? This is not strong enough yet. This has to hold, the hips have to be open, and then you can sink. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. As we sink, monkey grabs a rope, grab the rope, bring it in. This comes out, right hand comes out. Left, right, left, right. And do it again. Sink, come out with the right, left, right, left, right. And I'm being very plodding with that. It's not light, that's not what it should look like. Okay? Step through it one more time. Come here. Right hand comes out. Left, right, left, right. And do it again. There. Right, left, right, left, right. At speed. Close. Same sequence. 4 steps, 4 hands. One, two, three, 4. There. Right foot goes with the right hand. One, two, three, 4. Again. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right foot front, left foot back. We need to be in that position. Good. We're going to turn around. We're going to jump, turn around again. All right. One more time. Pull in. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull in. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Speed it up a little bit. This hand motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's practice this for just a second. I'm going to sip of coffee. I'm check my connection over here. All right. Talked about this repeatedly. It does not come from the hands, it comes from the lower dantian. So, Feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to turn this way so you can see my hands. I'm going to get closer so you can see my hands. All right. Bend the knees a little bit. High horse stance. Right? My right hand is front. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Right hand front. Left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right hand ends up front. Notice where my hand's coming back to. Again, right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? Now, a little bit more use of the waist with that move. Right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower tongue in. Turns the waist. As the waist turns, the hand extends. Extend the hand with the energy through the body. Right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle. Right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. This. Right hand front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That ability doesn't come from the hands. It comes from here. Turn. This idea, this movement, is part of what we want in monkey. It's quick. Fingers out, not across. This way. Not this way. Matters. All right, let's do this 3 times. 4 hands, 2 feet. Sink. Come up, right hand out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Sink. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Sink. Come on up. 1, 2, 3, 4. As we finish, here, we're going to set, pull down, very much in line with what we did here to turn. Excuse me. I was leaning and I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so very much in line with what we did here. That turn, pull down. Except this time, we have jump. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Set, pull in, turn around. In the turn, Left foot comes to the front, right foot goes to the back. Left hand comes to the front, right hand pulls in. Each one. From here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull in. Left foot back. Left foot's going to come to the front as I jump. Right foot goes back. Notice that as I turned, with that right foot going back, I'm also shifting back. Here. Stick the back foot. As you land, stick the back foot. 60-40. Basic stance. 60 on the back, 40 on the front. Pull in. Ready, and. That emphasis, a couple other words I could use. Emphasis that I put on being able to hit that position. Yeah, being able to hit that position. If you're trying to do something that's more complicated, focus on the basics. That will carry you. Paying attention to all the complicated isn't going to help. Right here, basics. I'm going to see if I got enough room to do this. All right, this jump turn. If I walk it, no, can't do it that way because that's what I just did over here, right? Pull in, turn, step. I don't want to do that this time. End up with the right foot front, right hand front. Sink. Come through. This, double check. Let me start from here because this direction we're going. So I'm here. I pull in. And I'm going to double check this because as I just did this, I have reason to think that there's something I missed here. This one? Yeah, I did. All right, other side. We're going to work on that and the other side next week. I hope that you've enjoyed this part of this session, and I hope that the bigger takeaway from this particular class is that paying attention to the basics, paying attention to what the form tells us, and then listening closely to our own body, to what our body is telling us. Just now, my body told me that it wasn't a jump into P1, that it was that turn again, except on the other side, right? And as I thought about that, I remembered that I always had trouble with that side. I did. I always had trouble with that side. I'm going to come around, right? And step. No, left foot, right? I'm here. I need to come around here. Yes. Right? Here. So that I step here, and I step back. And right? Same series, same sequence to the other side. That is the last of the new movements. I'll be giving that next week. Tomorrow and Friday, Wudang Qigong. We have the basic sets tomorrow and advanced sets on Friday. And yes, I was working pretty hard this morning. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.